mic.
Are you ready? Was 7 years old, and they just got a TV. First thing he ever watched was the Vikings' first ever football game.
The older I get, the more I understand.
Are you ready? Let's go. Let's do the write-up. Let's do the thing he said.
So I was always.
If you can get close to the table as much as you can, Ben, so you can talk to the mic, please.
Oh, we probably just round robin the mic.
Oh, you couldn't hold it. You can pick it up and hold it. Yeah, it makes it easier if you talk to someone else, so you can hold it.
We're gonna start. Ben's gonna start like writing up the day and times of all of our shit.
Trying to write some features on some folks.
Because you're good at that, right, Ben? You do writing?
Yeah, I get paid for it, whether I'm good or not.
A dude with those glasses and that pipe, are you crazy?
No, that's what I mean. Because I know that's like actually legitimate job. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You said Santa Claus earlier.
You are turning into Santa in front of me.
I said let's write a sketch, just Santa Claus on
Get your hair growing out.
Santa Claus on a sedative. So yeah, what do you want?
Man, got a cigarette.
What do you want for Christmas? I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, fine, you get that.
Yeah, I like the idea of Santa coming into my house and me finding out
We're gonna take you to
that he is a white guy or whatever. Like,
Santa getting a lap dance.
what are you doing here, bro? I'm Santa. Want to shoot you or something?
All right.
Wishing the homies good night.
Santa
We
had
all
to be
out. We
white,
got
though.
best team name prize.
think so?
Well, if he was black, he might get shot.
Whoever's
That's
kissing the
also
homies
true.
good night.
It's like
That's also true. And he probably would say he was coming and not like my dad.
Exactly.
He would
He's
never.
white, like, I'm in the wrong house. My bad. I've crawled in the wrong bed before, and then a guy's with his wife, and his guy's like, "Hey man, you're in the wrong house."
I've seen that movie.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yes, and they walked me out.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
I cannot see that happening to me. I think that would be a charge. I would definitely.
I can't imagine. I crawl into the wrong bed and they let me leave the bed
It was
so
a-
easily.
If I could actually stay in the
Hey,
bed.
turns over there, buddy.
But you're good.
Yeah.
But you're good.
That's what I think would happen to me. Yeah.
What was that old Dane Cook line where so it's like, so it might not have been his. You wake up and a dude's blowing you. Like, what do you do? So you finish up and you get the hell out.
Old prison joke.
Oh, is it? Okay.
You wake up and a dude sucking your dick. What do? You're like, you got 5 minutes to quit, and I'm whooping your ass. And then act like you're still asleep.
That's crazy.
That is funny.
All right. So you'll keep these files, right? Or do you want me to give
I'm
like
gonna,
an intro?
Yeah, for my own personal masturbating.
Yeah. It is
Yeah.
October 9th.
This is very weird for me when you say something like that. Is the only.
I can't even see your face in the video, so we mostly be the guys.
Hey, do we have a camera going or no?
Yeah, it's going right now.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
we're good. We can restart it if you want to.
No, just cut it wherever, I guess.
All right, yeah.
October 9th, we're talking comedy at, where are we?
Shamrocks?
At Shamrocks. And let's go around the table, just kind of give a brief introduction in your relationship to comedy. Just for,
I hate this. I hate this.
Jordan, writer, venue owner.
34 and a half, comedian, actor.
J-Wall, Mr. All Right, No Lift, Kentucky's hottest joke slinger, soon to be worldwide.
Dusty Carter, podcast producer, talent coordinator, comedian, all around amazing figment of my own imagination.
Amber Hill, comic,
how long you been doing it?
6 months. Nothing crazy, yeah.
And my name is Ben Mackin. Just happy to be here. I get on the mic and talk. Sometimes it's funny. So as far as everybody at the table goes, when it comes to Kentucky, the comedy scene in Central Kentucky.
Should someone introduce that guy?
Oh yeah, and then we have Ian Sethi.
Show producer, comic.
Let's start with the guys that have been at it the longest.
We got a mic over there.
Yeah. When it comes to Kentucky comedy, what's your perception, especially because one more, please. Thank you. When you first got on it, when you first started doing stand-up, what was it? What was the status? What did it look like versus where it is now? That you kind of stepped out of it.
When I first started doing comedy in Kentucky, it was before the pandemic. So it was exciting. It was like and the problem was I wasn't doing it but a few months, and then the pandemic happened. So I didn't really get a feel of what it was like before that. But when I really jumped back in the beginning of 2021, they had just opened the Louisville Comedy Club, which meant Kentucky had 2 real comedy clubs at that point. Comedy Off Broadway and then Louisville Comedy Club. And so it quickly, for me, escalated into realizing that, okay, Kentucky only had 2 comedy clubs. I had to go elsewhere. But Kentucky was my home. It's where I did open mics. It's where I was growing at. That's where I got into my first professional club. And then Jay Wall and I just started deciding, hey, we're going to Nashville today. And we met tons of people there. And then we went to Indianapolis or Cincinnati, whatever. And then to improve the scene, just because we didn't like the people that held so many keys to so many doors, Jay Wall took off with the Murder Circus comedy scene.
What's the question?
Where the scene was when you got into it versus where it is now?
It was when I got into the comedy scene. It was in Lexington and Louisville. It was a scene that had notable headliners and people that have done some big shit and worked with some big names that were absent. So like my OGs and the guys I looked up to were people like Dusty, Will McKenzie, Lucius Williams. When I met them, they were 3, 4, 5, something like that, years in the game between them. You know what I mean? That's not a long time in the grand scheme of shit, But these were the guys we looked up to because these were the guys that were doing shit, booking shows, working with names. They were the ones running the scene. But you know what I mean? We had but all the guys that came before them, all the legends, none of them were around. So it was just kind of lean on the club and whatever the club's gonna get you, and hopefully you could boo-boo up to some producer who had a bunch of bar shows and shit, which that's a route, you know what I mean? Or you can get after it, and we got after it. But I got lucky. One of those headliners that was absent took me under his wing, a man by the name of Tim Northern. That's my mentor. 30 years, comedy veteran, Star Search, Last Comic Standing. He used to travel with Rodney Carrington and shit. Those are all of his credentials. Been in a couple movie roles and shit. Nevertheless, I didn't make a move in comedy when I first started because I knew I didn't know shit about it. Without him, from looking at rooms, sight lines, sound, layout of the bar, I just thought, oh, they got walls and roof, we do comedy in here. You can, but Tim showed me how to turn every cocktail lounge, venue, bar we was in into a comedy club for the time we was in there. How to seat them, how to bring them in, how to set the tables, how to set the room, the whole dynamics. It's just it's a science to the magic of the room, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't book a show, I wouldn't get on a show, I wouldn't do shit without that man, So I went to school basically, But in that process, I realized in Kentucky and places like this, when you don't got big industry, when you don't got a bunch of big shot callers, movers and shakers and shit in the town, you got to treat it like 90s hip hop. Cash Money, Rap a Lot, Southern hip hop, Dungeon Family. When they weren't getting signed to Def Jam, when they weren't getting signed to Death Row, they had to start their own shit, sell it at the trunk. So that's how we stepped into comedy. We just started selling it out the trunk. But we were just booking whatever fucking bar show, venue we could do, make magic, put together the best lineups we could put together. That's why we called the show the Murder Circus. There's nothing but straight killers on the lineup. We ain't doing this favorite shit. I got plenty of homeboys, I love them to death in comedy. Wouldn't put them on shit because they don't know what to do. They gonna get up there and that crowd gonna eat them.
And that bar owner ain't gonna give them a second chance either.
Yeah.
No.
The thing is
If you bring a bad show, the people, the whole thing Jay Wall was doing was building a brand.
you know, with Murder Circus. And so it didn't matter who was on the lineup when they went whatever town in the state, whether it was Danville, Richmond, Georgetown, Lexington, Louisville. If you saw a Murder Circus show, you knew it was going to be good. And that's you know, and he didn't try and put himself on every one of those shows either. There was plenty of shows he never saw the stage. It wasn't about that. It was about building something that lasts, that people want to see, so then you can grow yourself.
It's like you got to build your foundation. You know what I mean? So like our foundation with the crowds of people that come see us, the reputation of the shows that we do, the reputation of what we're doing on the stage. We laid that groundwork with those shows to the point where we ended up getting a booking deal. We had our own comedy club for a year and a half in St. Matthews in Louisville at a cocktail house called Never Say Die. We were bringing in nationally touring headliners, open mic every Thursday, running them. And none but talent got you on stage, the Yuck Yucks. We don't give a fuck who you think you are, who you think you know, who you think you might be able to call. If you can't get down, fuck you. Murder Circus, bitch, is what it is. Our open mic was called the Night Tonight Open Mic. That means not tonight, motherfucker. How many open mics you ever went to? People get on stage, oh, it's just open mic. Nobody cares. I don't care. I'm gonna phone it in, or I'm working on it, or keep their phone, their nose stuck in their goddamn phone or in some notes. Fuck you. Come to stage with purpose. Everybody's like, nobody comes to my open mic. Why would they? You got to make it interesting. Nobody, even though it's free, there's only so many times people can watch terrible comedy when they can reach in their fucking phone and watch the world's greatest whenever they fucking want to. I can go home, drink beer for half the price of the fucking bar, and watch Dave Chappelle on my phone. What are you goofy motherfuckers doing to keep me in this bar? So that's what it was like a gladiator school.
You gotta curate.
Curate your list, curate your lineup. Don't let, when people just sign up, never make that what the show is.
No.
Fuck no.
This is how many spots we have. That is not the order we're going in.
No.
I've seen you, and you enough to know that y'all are going to do okay, and the rest of them are going to be garbage in between, so I'm going to spread y'all out, and if you don't like it, leave.
You got to give them it's like drugs. You got to give them a hit. You got to give them a hit.
Give them 5 deadbeats with horrible nothing in a row, because any crowd you have will leave.
It's like you got three 5s of weed all the way up to an ounce. And each one of them is different. Some of it's hydro, some of it's fucking Mexican press, some of it's fucking mid-grade, some of it's fucking you don't ever fucking know, you know what I mean? Like, and you just rolling them motherfucking joints, dog, and trying to get to the end of it as quick as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the more you hand them the mids, they're gonna be like, all right. The more you hand them the low-grade shit, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm just getting a headache. I ain't even getting high.
Yeah.
I don't want to smoke this anymore. Or you sprinkle in a little bit of that motherfucking OG Kush on them every now and then. They're like, wait a minute.
What happened there?
Wait a second.
That tastes good. We're doing that again?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I will sit and listen to the next person. You know what I mean?
Wow, that was fun. What's this next guy got? And then you get the next guy is when you go.
I tossed the dude off the stage the first night of our open mic. He got on stage. He said, I didn't really come here to do jokes. I said, well, get off the stage then. This ain't what this is. Step to that stage with purpose. We want to build a crowd. To build a crowd, they got to have something worth coming to see.
You pass me the ground next to you. The regular with the ground.
Oh, there it is.
I gave that motherfucker 1 more minute. And then he said, well, yeah, like I said, he said a couple jokes landed flat. He said, well, yeah, like I said, I didn't come here to tell jokes. I said, I cut the mic, turned the music on, and got on my mic in the back. I said, well, get the fuck off the stage then, bitch, because that's the only reason you should be on that goddamn stage. This ain't no music venue. This ain't no fucking theater where people are doing fucking plays and spoken word. Bitch, this is a comedy club.
Oh, not to be.
The only thing you should be doing up there is knee slappers. Like, what are you talking about? And I don't never fault a motherfucker for eating shit. It comes for us all. And it's part of it. If you ain't eating shit, you ain't trying nothing new.
Yep, I'm mad at myself. I ain't eating shit in a while.
So, but there's a difference between eating shit and not having it. You know what I mean? You can learn the dynamics of telling jokes. So you can be a smart guy, and but
What do
then
you tell the people that don't got it?
don't call me.
You know, my experience, those people filter
I
out.
don't tell them nothing. The silence gets to them all.
I was at one of my first open mics. It was at Cosby's Comedy Club in Newport News. And the
You might.
oh yeah.
No, you.
Make sure you talk to it.
But the MC got up and he was like coaching the folks that had never been to a comedy show before. He was like, listen, you're going to want to heckle, you're going to want to say something when someone's dying. The best way to show, the funniest thing you can do to let someone know they're not funny is be quiet. The silence will send that message that you want to send.
Deafening.
And, and I've also found, like, I've been doing about 3 years, and it's to a point where I don't really have conversations with comics that just show up on the scene until they've been around for a couple of months. Because you guys know, like, the
Nobody
comedy scene
does.
changes from year to year. Like, the personnel is completely different. Like, you got some folks that are still here, like, but it's like, what was your name again? Nah, it doesn't matter. Like, you show up, preferably be funny, but even if you show up with, in earnest, and like, so yeah, that's me. Sorry. Dirty.
I'm 34.5, like I said. And
When it comes-
I turned the wrong way. My bad. Oh, here they go right here. Yeah. So I got involved when I got involved in comedy when I was in prison. Somebody told me I was funny. I should try to give it a shot when I go home. I thought I was going to do that. I used to want to be a rapper really bad. So we were telling stories one day in the prison, and they just was cracking up, like crying tears at me. And then we would do stories again. They would keep laughing, and so I ended up coming home. I had nowhere to live because I was coming home from prison, and I went to go live with my mother in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where I started doing comedy. That's where I kind of like got my feet wet. But I was also at that time smoking and drinking. Most people know I'm in recovery now. I haven't drank and smoked in 4 years, or over 4 years now. So when I came to Kentucky, for the first 2 years, I was just trying to get my business going. And then when I got on the scene, I didn't really know a lot of things. I was just like Googling open mics. It was nothing in Lexington at all. It was mostly in Louisville. I was going down there and doing comedy caravan and different things in Ohio that I was finding. And then to my surprise, I seen the comedy scene in Lexington grow at a high pace. And we have a lot of open mics here now, thanks to great people like my guy Ian. And I mean, when I first got here, it was like maybe 2. It was Malibu, Jax, and Timmy 2 times. And then I remember you did your mic, and I went there at that place, and I was like, oh shit, we got another mic out here. Then comedy, Wildcat Comedy Co. started doing it. I just think it's a lot of growth. One thing I truly stand behind as an artist is that there's room on the canvas to always do more here. And that excites me because I feel like in a place where people might think a comedy city or a hub like New York or Chicago, whatever, anyone that's already famous, it's like you're just 1 in a million. And out here I feel like you could be 1 in 100 and that to me makes it more ability or give you a capability to even break through. And with the internet, we all can be from anywhere. We can be from fucking Australia and make some, if you're funny, you're funny. So I think that in this day and age, whereas the idea that we need to leave, I don't think nothing's wrong with leaving. One of the first calls I got from J-War was me leaving, so I'm all about traveling and going to see other mics. But I still feel like it'd be good to let people know that you can come to a place like Kentucky that is beautiful and who needs it. The world needs laughter. So if we can bring it to this location together, and I'm happy to be working with Jay Wall and all of them and stuff like that. I remember he called me. I went to Nashville, and he was like, "Yo, man, you killed it." And it was like, I was like, "Oh shit, I did. Thank you." No, I thought I did good, but he's like, "Yeah, they told me you killed it out there." I was like, "Really, they did?" And he was like, "Yo, we're gonna work, and we're gonna do some work." And I was like, "Oh shit, man, that's what's up." I've been through the ups and downs of this comedy scene. I think there's a lot of shit that's people, because people are people. But other than that, I feel like Kentucky comedy scene is one that has room to grow, and that to me is awesome and inspiring, and keeps me coming out and wanting to do something. Because even if I'm not from here, the idea that this is where I'm able to plant my seeds and hopefully grow my fruit would be awesome. So I think that's really a thing that can happen here. So I'm excited to be a part of it, and it's still growing. And guess what? It's going to be a time when I feel like people are going to go, I'm moving to Kentucky to do comedy, because I think they're out there killing it. So thank you for letting me. No, you can't. You can't talk. You lost your voice. You lost your voice. You can't say nothing to me.
Yeah, what's you got? I got a question for Dusty.
What do you got to say?
I need somebody to say what. Is this, is it the microphone?
No, this is just throwing shit in your face, Ian.
I genuinely thought it was a vape.
I was about to say butt plug, but I don't know why I went there. For those without imagination.
That's a weird
You're
shame.
kink, but you're
No,
kink.
I'm not.
If you're saying that they're weird for putting it up,
Yo.
that would be kink shaming.
As someone who has lots of experience with butt plugs,
That don't give you the right to kink shame. It's not like
it's
niggas.
not
you
a
can't just
kink
say it.
shame, it's an observation. That's a very odd shape for a butt plug.
What works for her.
Ian,
works
what
for
you
her,
got, man?
or him, whatever.
Bear with me. So I was having a conversation that you know about with somebody who hates Lexington, because she said Lexington is always almost something. And I said, I know, it always has been. It has been for 20 years. But the beauty of that is that as opposed to going to Denver, where I used to live, where you're just joining a scene, in Lexington, you're always creating one.
Yeah.
You get to be a part of like the bedrock, deciding what its values are, like what its attitude is towards new people, how it treats its crowd, how it treats its venues. That's something that you can decide. You go to a bigger city, it's already decided for you. And it's just big enough to where you have an impact by doing that. And that goes back to Gentleman Homicide back in 2006. So hopefully that didn't sound too fucking heinous.
So,
RFK, everybody.
couldn't believe we got him. All right. So, does he like being in Austin, which is by all intents, the comedy hub? When you see guys come from other scenes and like they're gonna try to make it in either Austin or say LA or New York, I mean, where are you seeing the migrations come from? I mean, are they coming from like Deep South? I mean, obviously Deep South's kind of on a roll right now.
The problem with Austin is it's oversaturated with people that write comedy 1 minute at a time.
Got it.
And then so it ruins mics because there's so many people that aren't funny that nobody wants to sit through a mic. And so you have bar shows. Austin is great to go do cool stuff in comedy if you already know people when you get there and you can get in to do cool stuff in comedy. Or if you get down there and you're just a killer and you just get on a mic, or if you get lucky and get your name pulled out of the bucket for Kill Tony or whatever it is, and you get seen by the right person, then people will plug you in. They'll go, oh, I saw this guy do 5 minutes and he's amazing. Put him on your show tomorrow. Put him on your show Wednesday. That's how Austin works, because people it's so oversaturated that when you see somebody that's good, people are like, oh, all right, I like him. He did good. He had 5 whole minutes, because there's so many people that have 1 minute and no personality outside of that. It's
Is that also with the TikTok kind of generation where it's
yes.
like, they get TikTok famous and now they're trying to do 30?
Everybody wants to get a clip that they can put on the internet that's going to make them world famous. They're not worried about being a comedian. And there's so much of that down there that it hurts it.
Yep.
It makes it hard. But that being said, it is also the coolest place to do comedy because of the amount of real comedians that are there too. Just think of there's just Sunset and the Comedy Mothership. If you just count the door guys, there's 15, 20 killer comics.
Right.
And then you can talk about the guys at Creek in the Cave, and then you can go into other people that are, basically open micer type comics that are really out there working, that are going to empty rooms in front of just comics and still getting up and trying stuff, just waiting for a shot to do something better. And then you've got Nashville, which is becoming quick a mecca of its own.
Yep.
And a lot of people are leaving Austin and going back to New York and back to LA and going to Nashville.
Nashville means the dopest scene that I've been to.
I love it. If I didn't have the job I have, I would not have stayed in Austin. I'm blessed to work at the Holy Mothership and, work on Kill Tony as a talent coordinator and in the production. And so it's...
Are there lessons that you learned specifically in Kentucky comic scene that you can't imagine not having had now that you're in Austin? Like something that you specifically learned on these scenes that you don't know if you could have learned anywhere else?
Well, when I really dug deep into comedy in Kentucky, I was in Louisville, and there was a lot of woke comedy there, and I learned then to say whatever I wanted to say, and you can't cancel me, and I had them tell me, you can't say this joke here. If you say it again, we're going to ask you not to come back, and the first thing I said when I got on stage was that joke, and they never asked me not to come back.
What was the joke? Sorry to put you on the spot. You don't have to answer.
It was, those wacky inflatable arm flailing tube men? Those remind me of trans people. They do. Because at first they were cool. But now every time you turn the corner, there's another one going, look at me, look at me. Yeah. They told me if I said that joke again that I wouldn't be welcome back because trans people frequented that bar. I said, they came up to me after the show and told me how hilarious it was. What are you talking about? And the next time I was there, I told it again.
It's never the offended group.
But like a lot of people when they first get to Austin, because you hear Austin is weird, Austin is the woke part of Texas. They get there and they're kind of iffy at first, and then they realize that it's all whatever you want to say in Austin. It's not woke, it's not anti-woke, it's sensible. If it's funny, it's funny.
I was just laughing. That place he was talking about doing that joke. I entered a late Christmas show 2 years ago with a trans joke. And nobody came up to me afterwards. I closed that bitch in dead silence. It was rough.
What was that?
That was a false sense of security with jokes. I had been running that joke all weekend. It'd been smacking, but it'd been smacking in Lexington, Richmond, Georgetown. And then I went to a super alt room in Louisville and decided one more go. And oh goddamn dog.
Trick, no good.
Yeah.
One of my
very wrong. And I honestly thought it wasn't that bad of a joke.
One of my favorite experiences since I started doing this is I did the Pater Payne show in Lawrenceburg, which is a super small town, and Madison Greenwell, who is trans from Louisville, was on that show and was like, okay, well, now little Lawrenceburg, you guys have to make a weird decision. You either choose paid and you paid a tranny, or you choose Payne and you're a little gay. And it went over so well because there's no one who can deny that, like, those are the two options.
What we got ourselves into.
They chose Payne, and Madison Greenwell wore a pink thong, and it was a fun experience for me.
I've seen Madison crack a couple times.
Yeah, I like
funny.
Madison a lot.
I think offense is really a funny thing that we play with as comedians, because where you, like you said, where you think that some people, they thought people would be offended. I don't think everything that somebody says is offensive, especially because it's supposed to be for a joke. I don't take it as, like, I've heard some crazy things that I think, all right, that's not funny. But comedy is super subjective, and I feel like when you start handcuffing people and making them not be able to say what they think is funny, you're not allowing a person to do their art. It's like saying like you can't paint a certain picture. You know what I mean? If you say you don't paint naked people, don't paint dead people, don't paint that. That is just because you're not comfortable with it or whatever that means.
100%.
Doesn't mean that somebody else who's been a victim of that or who's connected to that might not be. I don't think because you make a joke about trans people that you hate trans people. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. I don't have a horse. I don't have a horse in the race. So in my mind, it's like, if I make a joke about somebody being gay or something like that, it's not because I hate those people,
right,
or just want to marginalize them or make fun of them or take advantage of their circumstance. This is my view of it, and this is what I think is funny about it. Yeah. And if they wanted to make, and if the same person who is trans wanted to make a joke about black people or whatever, and the shit is funny, I'm gonna laugh. If it's funny, it's funny. I've
been made fun of all my life, and I've been cool with it.
I didn't have a whole lot of choice. I was a little bitty fella. My dad and my brother were bigger than me.
But I will submit that on the other side of that, though, when you make a joke that's perceived to be on those lines, which is fine, and it's not funny, I think it is important for the comic to be like, all right, are people being oversensitive, or maybe that joke just didn't work?
Well, you have to look at your audience. You have to look at the time. You have to look at your tone. And first of all, you have to look at your intent as a comic. Were you doing it for shock? Was your punchline the shock of what you said? Because a lot of times if you're doing it just for the shock of what you said, you're walking the line of just being an asshole.
Yeah, being a hack is a hack is a hack. I mean,
or being, like somebody said, don't make jokes about rape. It's not cool. Do you think if I don't say the word rape, nobody's going to rape again? Because I'm pretty sure that the first rape happened before they made the fucking word of what it was up. Yeah, and so it's the intent of the person saying it. And they know their intent, and you can normally tell their intent, especially with some of these comics that you talk to after shows, and you talk to them and you're like, oh, he is racist. Oh, he is a piece of shit. For real, okay. He meant what he said. That's cool. That's fine. It's his art. He can say whatever he wants. I don't have to be friends with him outside of there, but I don't have to cancel him. I don't have to, say anything.
And if people don't buy tickets to a show, though.
I would say the funniest thing out when people, because a lot of my first jokes were rape jokes. You know what I mean? But, I'm serious. No,
that's so crazy.
But I stopped forcing them on
people.
That's
such a crazy thing. Stop.
That might be the funniest one.
I hate it.
Thank you.
I hate it so much.
Thank you.
No.
But I think that but like.
J-Wall, stop.
I stopped forcing. Thank you. But I feel like at the same time, I always say, like, do you not like Half Baked? Half Baked is one big rape joke. It's literally about the guy going to jail and getting arrested because they think he's going to get raped, so he don't get raped.
Well,
so it's like people. So I feel like is people are super selective about outrage or whatever, and like that. I guess that comedy special said, but it's like you have to, like you said, what's intent? Am I here to victim shame somebody for being raped, or am I doing whatever? I just thought it was funny. Mm-hmm. I thought I really, and that's what I think. That's like you said. That's the intent of the joke.
Yeah.
But I feel like at some point when people are so busy, like I understand that I might go on stage. I think that's one thing I would say. Like if I say I'm going to choke my kid, you'll go, all right, that's abuse, right? But that's a Simpson joke. Homer's always choking Bart, and you see that as a joke. So when you're looking at a comedian on stage, remember, even if I'm saying it in a serious tone and I'm not laughing the whole time, and I'm telling you a story, it doesn't really mean that literally this is my autobiography. Yeah. I'm probably exaggerating. I'm adding things that I think is for funniness, and that is something I would say at that point. Like I don't even have a passport. I've never been to Mexico, and one of my first jokes was a joke about going to Mexico and get arrested for rape because she. No, but I've never been to Mexico. But I was like, I went to Mexico and I got arrested for rape. And the girl, I walked up to this lady and I started touching her. She said no, and she said no, and she said no. And the judge said, "Why didn't you stop?" And I said, "I don't speak Spanish. How was I supposed to know what she was saying?"
Oh my God! Yeah, I've heard that.
You feel
that
but
one.
it's like, And this lady came up to me like later on. She was like, "Oh my God, you're trying to."
Who's here next Friday?
Huh?
Next Friday, who's coming?
I know. I think he's supposed to be here, right?
No, not on next Friday.
November 7th will be here.
Yeah.
It might, but it's other
There
people.
is a show. I don't think any of us are on
No, we're
it.
not. But I'll be here to support. We'll be like,
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
be like
be
a bra.
here. Yeah.
Next Friday, I'll be in
He was like,
Orlando.
you're going like 4 of y'all out at least.
Not us on that show.
We all
but-
show up like in a bullpen, hoping we'll
I
attack,
know,
you
but he did say specifically you, maybe.
Yeah, he didn't
I was
We're
here
all
last show. I was the last show.
we're all Gentleman Homicide. We're all his people.
Yeah. No, he was talking.
We're
about
on the show
Maybe I'm
November
wrong.
7th.
November the 7th.
That's all of us. Yeah.
So,
We're all November
Well,
7th.
the whole game.
What's happening?
Me, J-Wall, Dirty.
Here he goes. Pull him out. He's fucking
November.
November 7th, all of
Right.
us. Right?
November's these people. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what I said. The Gentleman Homicide. Yeah.
The Gentleman Homicide.
Oh, what the sounds like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But next week's show, tell them all.
Next week's show, who? Oh my God, I hate that. Don't do that again. Hey, who all is on
Looks like
next
a whole
week's
cartoon
show?
character.
No,
bro.
don't do that.
He's fucking me up.
Oh,
Kevin White.
Nope.
No?
Uncle Brandon McNeil, Alex Hernandez,
Turner was funny.
Grant Volkmar,
both are funny.
Uncle Randy.
All right, but listen,
Uncle
it was
Randy.
November. That was the show of the people.
Of us, yeah.
Yes. She's squeaking together. She's squeaking with it.
Fuck y'all. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Amber Hill,
I can't. You're killing me.
Dirty 4.5. It's gonna be me. My name's Ian St. Diego.
It might be you.
Jay Wall.
If he has a voice.
Jay Wall, Blurred Minds Media.
I feel like it's all.
Davey Wester.
Like, he's not
Davey Wester.
committed.
Who looks like
He's fucking committed.
Hey,
Keep
come
saying
up with a
Davey
rhyme
Wester,
routine.
bro.
That's the funniest name.
Just keep saying Davey
He had
Wester.
the funniest name.
Oh my God.
Hey, no white
Oh
face.
my
Yeah,
God.
that Yeah, say
Davey
it.
Wester.
Davey Wester. He looks like Steve Buscemi if he never got famous.
I'll be here to see you fight.
My right lymph node's gonna explode. Davey Wester's gonna perform.
Davey. Yeah. He's coming over in November. We're doing this show here. He's just packing this motherfucker full. 2 a month.
You ain't never lied.
So me, Davey, Amber, Dirty, and Ian are doing that one.
Yeah.
And then the next day, me and Davey are doing Seymour.
He's Mike Tyson in his prime.
Yeah, he's Mike
Right,
Tyson.
Yeah. Yeah. My voice is back.
He just set him back.
He's a
He set
fool.
himself back like 3 weeks just for that.
Oh shit. God. Nah, I understand. Go to some festivals. Yeah.
Do you know what I just gave him?
Turn it
I
up.
hope it's like something great.
So I have a question, kind of bringing it back to comedy here. How many times do you work a joke before you know it doesn't work? How many rooms do you have to work it in? How many different situations?
I've never thrown any of them away. I've still got them somewhere, and I'll pull them out every once in a while and go, why didn't this work? What can I do different now? What more do I know? What has happened? Does this fit somewhere else? Can I tear this joke 2 lines from here and add them to this and make this, use these 2 lines that seemed like they were something as tags to another joke? That's what I do.
I like that.
What was the question?
When do you realize a joke doesn't work? When do you go, you know what, this shit ain't working and it's not gonna work? How many times do you need to say it before you go, this shit ain't this ain't it? Am I right?
That's it.
I mean, I think it depends on where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
If it's the first time I've ever thought about it, and I haven't really started working on it, you know what I mean? Because I don't write them. I think about it, then I take it straight to the stage and I work it out on the spot. And then, that's like
Not
tonight.
everybody can do that though.
like tonight, half the shit I said was just concepts that I'm trying to get figured out. But what better way to me to figure it out than right now? You know what I mean? Like, cause you can write some shit in your notebook and you can be laughing to yourself. Oh, this is a killer. And take that to the club and do nothing with it. Fall flat.
Well, how do you know when to keep it?
How many times I get a positive reaction? It ain't even if I get a positive reaction or a negative. I weigh them. You know what I mean? If this one hits more than it don't, I'll keep it. If it's just like it hits here every now and then, or it falls flat, or maybe I ain't never said the same exact set twice ever. So I might never be able to find that pocket I had it in at one time to make it make sense, you know? Like I might just have forgot how I bridged it, and I can't figure out how I did it, you know what I mean? So then that shit like that, but kind of like what Dusty said though, I'll take it out of my act, but I always got it. Because there was something funny to me about it. And like over more time and more material, some shit, you'd be like, oh, now I know why I got this motherfucker. You know what I mean? This will take me from there to
What's
there.
the longest it's taken you guys to develop a joke where you found the punchline years later, months later?
A couple months.
Couple months.
Just because too, like, we don't get that many at bats. Even like in Louisville at the hottest when I started, you could get up possibly once on a Monday. You could get up 3 times on a Tuesday, 2 times on a Wednesday. And then it went to the same with Monday. Maybe you get on, maybe you won't. Then you got 2 on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday, and then next thing you know, the late Wednesday starts falling off. So now you really only got Wednesday, the early shows, which is either one of the clubs. Still got 2 Tuesday, but the late one on Tuesday kind of fell off. So it's always nothing really stuck in state. So, and you only get 3 to 4 minutes a bat. So depending on where you're at with the joke and how long it's going to take you to figure it out and how many crowds you got to work it on, it could take a minute. Now, like at Austin or some of these bigger markets, if you really like know some people and you can you're tapped in, you get a lot more at bats with it. So you might be able to speed up the process a little bit. Especially like for me, because like I said, I started in a notebook real early. And anytime I try to go straight to my notebook and think about my notes and think about how I wrote it verbatim, I always had a bag of shit.
Me and Jay was talking about the other day about this, we have a similar writing technique. I think of something in the shower, that's my writing place, the shower, and then I might write it down so I don't forget it, but I don't do it verbatim. I'm not going to say it exactly how I wrote it. If I said the cat was at the house, I might say the motherfucking pussy was at the house. I might switch a word or two. He was at the crib. So I don't think that and for me personally, I just think that like almost like what Dustin and him say, I echo that of where I might not use the joke every time I get on stage based on how much time I got. However, I'm always thinking about like, I might make a new joke and go, oh shit, now that one is really going to hit harder because it's connected to what I got now. So it's like a never ending process. As far as like thinking, comedy is so subjective that I feel like if you hit 20 mics, you can get 20 different reactions. Obviously, if you're getting great reactions, that's going to make you feel like this is like my joke, my drug dealer joke, the one where I do the song. I've done that in multiple places and I've got great reactions for it. So I always know if I go somewhere and they're a new audience, I feel like I can pull it out my ass and do it and know I'm going to go. And I've been able to add on to that joke for years. That's one of my first jokes I wrote. So it's like, I feel like you can, it's never ending. It's almost like a fucking chess game you're just playing with an infinite thing of just kind of like, all right, you know what, let me move this pawn here and let me do that. And it's never a mate. And when you do feel like you got it, that joke is complete. I feel like, hey, in my mind, I'm gonna shoot a special. And once I
feel like it's important to have jokes in your pocket that are like, go to if things are not going great in this room. What can I go to? And you have to be able to know how to pivot your set to some of those go-to jokes without it being like too over the top. That way you can control the room. I think it's important that you talked about that because so many people overlook like having some of those in the pocket. I know this works no matter what room I'm in, and if I have to like just hit this go-to old joke, that's okay, especially in a room that's not an open mic. Go hit your old jokes if the room isn't working for you. That way you get the laughs. I think that so many people overlook the importance of like getting the room to work with you versus just like having material.
Well, like you think about like when I came here, I did Shamrock the first time. I did 15 minutes, and then he brought me back and I did a whole new 15 minutes. And but I feel like at the same time, and that was, it was good. I don't know. I'm nervous, but I'm at the same time I'm never nervous, if that makes sense. I wouldn't do. I was like, to me it's like, don't do porn if you don't think you can fuck. I do comedy because. No, I'm saying, I do comedy because I think I'm funny. That's one of the first things I remember I told Ian, like, this is why you're doing this, right? Because you want
to be funny, just go be funny.
You're already funny. That's why you're doing this. So in my mind, I feel like I'm funny. I can freestyle, but I like having jokes that I know, and I do like giving the audience a good show because to me, I see myself in that audience's that person's seat, and I would want that from a comedian. Like they said, if you go there and you're saying, hey, I didn't come to do jokes, I get that as a setup for some jokes. I get that as a setup for, I ain't here to do no jokes. I can see myself maybe saying that, but I'm lying. Yeah. Bitch, these are jokes. I'm trying to let your fucking guard down so you can be, you know what I mean? But other than that, so yeah, I don't think nothing's garbage. I just think, like you said also, what Dustin said, a thing of where it's the room, it's the audience, it's the timing, and sometimes it's a missing piece that you might not have yet that hopefully you'll get in another moment, and then you'll go, I get how that can work.
And that's why I normally choose to at least audio record all my sets. That way, I don't listen to all of them, but if I won't remember what I said different that really hit different, but I'll remember that that happened, and I'll listen to that set, and I'll go, oh, well, I'm going to do it that way from now on. And then, because like them, I've got hundreds and hundreds of notes on my watch from where I'm driving, and I just hit record, and I'm da-da-da-da-da-da, and then I save it, or notes I've taken in my phone, and then and then I'll look at my notes, and I'm like, all right, well, that idea, this idea, that idea, and I'll do those at mics and sprinkle them in. Or if I'm on the road, like I was telling J-Wall earlier, when I'm doing the weekend as a feature with somebody, and we got 6 shows. Well, after the second or third show, I'm dialed in with this city, this stage, these crowds. I'm ready to go, and then I'll start popping new things in or swapping orders or start my set off with my closer and then work my way back from there and still figure out how to end the show high. Shit like that, and that's where you grow to me. Like, I get onto myself a lot because, my tight set is what it is, and I haven't in a year or so really put anything new in it because I worked for 5.5 years to get it to where I've got a good 20 to 30 that does well, and in any crowd that I've been in. And so now I'm getting onto myself because my writing slowed down. I was like, I got that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to grow with this. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I still need to be writing. I still need to be doing other stuff, even if it's not. And then find ways to slide it in there and then grow that to something from 20 to 30 to 45 to 60 or whatever over time, But it's all about getting up and doing the repetitions.
So I've been listening to, pretty much mainly listen to comedy podcasts from all different kind of genres, different sides. One thing that a lot of the established comics say now is it takes about 7 to 10 years to become really good unless you're like Eddie Murphy. Do you find that to be the case? From what you've seen, knowing you're only 5 years in, but
I've seen people that are a handful of people that are just a few years in that are amazing, but most of them that are just like blow your mind are 15 to 16 years in. They're just so natural. Like there's a guy, he won the Kill Tony battle thing at Madison Square Garden, Canadian guy named Danny Martinello. I've never seen anyone make people laugh so hard. Like, I've seen it before where one person in the audience is laughing so hard they leave the room to catch their breath. I've seen him in multiple shows have 2-3 people at a time leaving the room because they can't breathe. They're laughing so hard. But he's been doing it since he was 18. He's 34 now. 16 years of just hammering at it, and he's just amazing.
So, yeah, that seems to be the consensus. Like,
Yeah.
unless, like you said, there are the Eddie Murphys out there.
There's a few, like, look at Cam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good on him.
He's a beast. But at this point, he's been doing it 5 or 6 years.
But every night for 5 or 6 years, probably.
Yeah, and then you got people like Uncle Laser, who first time he ever did it was on Kill Tony, and was able to book shows all around the country, but packed audiences and suck for a while. And now he is a beast. He is a beast on stage. Like, watching him do comedy now, it's fun. Like, going, wow, look at, he is killing it. Like, just seeing the growth over the last couple years. Huh?
The growth is my favorite.
Yes, watching people. I love seeing people win. I love it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing. Humans are my least favorite type of people, but I do like seeing people win.
Yeah. I always tell people the only way to do comedy is do comedy. You know what I mean? I think there's like, it's almost like Dragon Ball Z or some shit. You know what I mean? I think you go through like phases of your saying. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I started, I sucked. Everything was too long-winded. Long-winded stories with one punchline at the end that really wasn't that gratifying to have to go through that whole goddamn paragraph of words. You know what I mean?
Be good, be gone.
But then I think once you learn, I think the thing is once you learn your rhythm, that's when you really kind of elevate. You got to find you in your comedy form. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And once
Pure form.
and once you really get comfortable with that, and you kind of find your rhythm and your cadence of how you pop the jokes,
My
I
most
think that's when
impression.
you start turning the corner. You know what I
My
mean?
most impressionable moment was the first time you watched me do comedy, and you stopped me outside afterwards, and you were like asking me just like random ass questions, and you were like, no, I just wanted to hear how you talk when you're not on stage.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to have a conversation with you because I think that you are more naturally funny than you are when you're on stage.
That-
Which is like.
He didn't care. If he didn't give a shit, you would have walked off. It's
my most impressionable moment because I was like, shit, like,
I can
thank you, because
I can only speak to what I see in like my personal taste
Right.
of what I'm gonna sit through. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
And then two, the only thing that ever really started working for me is when I started really being like free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I say what the fuck I want to say up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And honestly,
yeah.
to a point where like I don't even really care what happens in my life, because even when it goes all bad, I turn that shit into gold on that motherfucking
Yeah.
stage. Plenty of times. You know what I mean? So the more I could find me, and because the way I looked at it was I started giving jokes to an audience.
Mm-hmm.
That's like phase one. But afterwards, to me, it's almost more like a live interaction conversation with them.
Yeah.
But instead of like a call and response, it's like you're sending a beacon into their brain and driving this fucking force out of their soul, which is the laughter. And you
Yeah.
just gotta fucking hit them like a speed bag.
Well, I mean-
you just gotta beat them the fuck up with these jokes. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I mean,
That's-
the
always look at it like
progression for
boxing.
me,
You
The
know what I mean?
progression for me was solely based in
Like
you.
Like usually in fighting, like the first, when you first get to that first punch and the dazer, you know what I mean? And you hit that motherfucker and they're, most of the time when that dude gets his ass whooped is because somebody followed up that dazer with a left, right, left, pat, 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 and the dude's incapacitated.
Yeah.
So I look at your first words to me on that stage is that dazer. Hit him with, I like to hit him with something quick. Pat. Oh. Now that you got them, lay into these.
Yeah,
motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And don't let up until the bell rings, or in our profession, you get the fucking light, and then you know to wrap it the fuck up. You know what I mean?
So for me,
I don't ever have it prepared in my head. Yep.
Sure.
I don't.
matches lighter, flame, it's fine.
But I don't never have it prepared in my head. How long I'm gonna do either. You know what I mean? Like people like, I'm doing 5 minutes on the show. I got my 5 minutes. I got my 10. I just go to the buzzer goes off, and then I've done my material, and I kind of know when I see the light now how to get to the fucking end of it. You know what I mean? And try to land on another ha. You know what I mean? Like land on a joke and get the fuck out. But like at first, you do it and look up and be like, oh shit. I'm in the middle of his joke. I have nowhere to land the fucking plane. You know what I mean? So now you're just fucking free falling into the abyss of you're gonna land flat. You know. But
so like I think it's
gotta learn
important for new comics that people are asking questions, like you just asking me organic questions and then being like, I just wanted to see how you talked in a normal conversation versus how you are on stage. And it challenging me to be like, okay, well, if you're saying that I'm funnier naturally than I was when I was trying so hard to be funny, what do I need to do? It naturally challenged me. So the next time I knew that you were going to be in the same room as me, I was like, Jay Wall's the only person in this room that I care to impress because he challenged me first. So because you naturally put that challenge in my brain, not because you said like, you're a piece of shit, you're a shitty comic, you're not funny, or any of those things, you just questioned like the way that I was approaching things. So my natural response was like, okay, I need a different approach. The next time we're in the same room together, I'm going to show you that I can approach the room differently. So the next time we were together was here, and you walked in, and I had approached this room 100% differently than I had in a room previously. So I think that it's like kind of one of those things where like the natural progression should be that we're challenging each other in asking questions about why are you doing this way? Could you do this a different way? Because those are the questions that would make someone naturally want it more, not like, oh, you came in this room and like you're a piece of shit. Like you're not funny. You're not like we're not welcoming each other as much. And that's what we have talked about with like the spot and things like that. I want it to be like, why are you funnier in a natural conversation than you are when you're on stage?
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. You got to find that. You still got to be you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
And that's the best part of comedy is the hang.
Yes.
The hang.
Yes.
And if you can't translate it, like I catch myself all the time, I'll say something, or we'll be hanging out at a bar after a show or in the green room, and I'll be like, damn, why can't I be like that on stage? Dude, if I could say it like that or just get this flow state. And like you're saying, that's what you were saying. That's the cool thing about the hang is people will say that when we're hanging out together. We'll be like, well, why didn't you say that on stage? And it's not. What young comics have to realize is it's not when we're doing the hang. We're not talking about the show that I can get you on, or that so-and-so got me on, or this next show. We're talking about being funny. We're not talking about business. That's why most comics end up with business managers and bookers, and because they don't want to deal with that. We just want to be funny. We want to talk about funny shit.
I love that.
Yeah, and that's what really though like made it easy for us to slide in the rooms early with like a lot of these like names. You know what I mean? 'Cause like we just cool. You know what I mean? We just gonna be us. I don't give a fuck. I'm sitting there hanging out with Chappelle and Mike Epps. No different than this right here.
Right.
It's just comics fucking hanging. You know what I mean? Yeah, I obviously I know who the fuck these guys are. You know what I mean? And what they've done on the grand scale or whatever. You know what I mean? But at the same time,
They don't want you to suck their dick.
what, and plus
They
at the
just
same
want you to be
time,
cool
really,
down there.
if you really look at it, like no matter what the stages of it is, we all co-workers. We all do the same profession. You know what I mean? Yeah, you do it on this level, we do it over here like this, but nevertheless, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like we're all cut from the same cloth. You know, we're all from the same genre. You know what I mean? That's why I never agreed with a lot of the propaganda and the political shit that hit comedy when I first started, but I always felt like those motherfuckers should do the shit. You know what I mean? And I even like the comics that picked a political side one way or another more than I do regular people. Because at least they got the balls to get up there and say how they fucking feel. You know what I mean? So it's like, right or wrong, the motherfuckers, they've picked a side and they just told a room full of strangers. So they obviously gonna stand on that shit. You know what I mean? I've never voted either way and never planned on it. You know what I mean? I don't really.
And then Joe Rogan and Jon Stewart are buddies going way back. And like you know, back in 1994, they were who they were.
Well, at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, for like comics, but I always looked at like with political shit, I always fuck with like Carlin. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's a big club and you ain't in it. You know what I mean? Like, how many times have you heard that shit? You know? But like, that's more my ideology. You know, I'm just sitting back watching the crazy shit, man. I ain't putting my name on none of it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because I know these motherfuckers don't give a damn about me. You know? But I feel like all of us should be able to do our thing. You know what I mean? That's why I hate it when one side comes for the other side. You can say this, you can't say this. Either which way. Like, I thought the motherfuckers were whack for the woke cancel culture bullshit, and I think the motherfuckers who was cheering on Jimmy Kimmel getting fired are whack, because Jimmy Kimmel should be able to get up there and say what the fuck he want to say and not get motherfucking fired. Just like I think motherfuckers cheering on Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck is whack, because this motherfucker got shot and bled out in front of everybody for his freedom of speech. My thing is, he should be able to say what the fuck he wants.
Kids was there.
You know what I mean?
I look at all
I mean,
this
whether you agree
political
with it or
shit.
not.
I look at all this political shit the same. It's just like the whole Charlie Kirk thing. It's all got a big hole in it.
I do.
I wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah.
I would say,
I did always think that was like a grand display of talking at the side of your neck.
I would say that.
But see, that's what we're supposed to do, man. Fuck it. Like, I don't agree with it, but every now and then, you know, you got to say some goofy shit.
When I heard that Charlie Kirk got killed for what he says, it reminded me of a quote where they say that freedom of speech is not about the freedom for you to say what you want to say, it's the freedom to allow others to say what they want to say. Because it's easy for me to want the freedom for myself, but can I grant it to everyone else, truthfully?
Well,
So,
you off?
Somebody told me that
Just let me know.
it's not. This world has come to where nobody wants to hear your opinion.
Yeah.
They want to hear their opinion coming out of your mouth.
yeah. And that's not cool. It's
No.
not. It's not at all. I think, like what you were saying before, too, but we saying, to me, obviously, I got in the comment, like I said, because somebody told me I was funny. I always felt like I was funny, but they was like, you should get on stage and do jokes. When you go from talking to somebody in person or going on stage, there is to me, at least for me personally, it was a transition, because things that I would say, I think that one of the easiest things about making fun with somebody you know in person is they know you. So they kind of know. It's jokes that I can make on the phone with my cousin or a friend or a family member or my mother, God rest her soul, that she would know to just laugh at. And a person who doesn't know me, I have to kind of prime them. I always think everything about sex, but I need foreplay, right? I have to do some foreplay. They're not gonna just automatically get. They're not gonna automatically just get wet for me. So.
Whoa. Yeah, it's like me. I have jokes that if I don't foretell about myself,
It's not gonna work.
People are go, oh, this racist motherfucker. And I understand. I look and sound like this. And the world is okay with people that look like this. Josh Blue's doing great.
Yeah.
The world is okay with people that sound like this. Nate Bargatze making millions.
Yeah.
It's when you look and sound like this that they're like, that ape is doing sign language and I'm not okay with it. You know, and so I have
Let
to
'em know who I
set,
am.
yeah,
Who I
like,
am.
okay, you know, I've been married to a black woman for 5 years. And
Have
so
you?
when I say this joke, I say it from a white man married to a black woman, not a white guy being racist. Okay?
Yeah,
There's
No,
a
I
difference.
get you, and that's what I think people don't realize. That's why I think it's easier to be funny off a stage because it's not. I feels like sometimes people go there thinking they're listening to Obama, like or some fucking speech teller, and bitch, I'm a comedian. I'm not here to fucking. If something I can say can change your lifestyle or mind, that'll be cool. But really, I'm here to make you laugh. I'm not really here to and the political thing. I'm with Jay. Well, I've never voted. I've always been told I was a minority, so I feel like if it's based on a majority, what the fuck does it got to do with me? That's what democracy is based on, the majority. So if I'm a minority, that means I'm the lower thing. I only got my GED, but I know the difference between a majority and a minority, so I don't feel like it really works for me anyway. Almost like the calling joke of I'm not in the club. So it's like, do I make fun of certain things? Yeah, but I really don't. I still got to pay taxes. I still got to pay rent. And I'm gonna be affected by whatever y'all choose. So I don't give a fuck at that point. I'm not here. I like watching Daily Show. I like watching John Oliver. I think they're funny at what they do. Is that everybody you gotta have your own way you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? And I'm not here to.
I want to see what they got to say.
And if it's funny, it's funny. I just don't feel like when I'm sitting around writing, I'm not watching CNN or fucking Fox News when I'm writing a joke. I'm more living life and living life, and from that, I'll make a joke and I'll go, all right, how can I work this? You know what I mean? Like, it's like that to me is what I think is comedy, and that's the type of comedy that gets my nipples hard. So that's what I'm hoping to do for somebody else. Yeah.
I just want to write jokes about 34's nipples, actually.
Yeah. So, I feel like yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get this to life.
Okay. But yeah, what I'm about to say, I like to make sure I like comedy from my life too, because that way I feel like I instill it and it's relevant to who I am as a person. And it's all about just kind of like finding a way to translate that to people. And I guess we could we got to get the light, so you can wrap it up.
Yeah. Is this going to air like so? I was doing this like I need audio recording just so I can like quote people in print.
Yeah.
But no, this has been fun. We should do it again. Who wants to do the closing prayer? No, just kidding.
Closing prayer.
All right.
Michael.
Father God, bless us all. Keep us in your will and not in your way. Because this is set up too specifically for it to have been done by a female. Thank you, Lord. Bless us all. Amen.
God bless us, everyone.
You have an iPhone right there?
Yes, sir.
I might can airdrop it to you. I might can airdrop it to you.